Hi, thanks for joining me today. Today it's about the best tip out about how important the right kind of communication is with our stepchildren. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and I'll let you know every time I post. In conversation and with friends, it's quite easy to fall into a kind of sarcastic, poking fun at, disparaging kind of conversations, which is kind of like, well, they're always like that, or you can't trust them to do anything, or we talk like that a lot of the time about everything, whether or not it's politics or the holiday we've just been on, or at work, or anything. We can sort of knock in a funny way and put down and shrug our shoulders and raise our eyebrows to the ceiling, throw our eyes back into the back of our head and go, honestly, you'll never guess what happened next, or you'll never guess what they did next, or can you believe it, this is what happened. And it's a negative, and it's a way of kind of communicating and drawing people into your story and getting familiarity with somebody and getting alongside somebody and getting close to somebody because you both agree that somebody's no good or things. I just have something to say about this way of communicating with inside a step family, because when you come into a step family, to begin with, you want everything to be good and fine and everybody to be good and fine. But it's very easy as a newcomer into a situation to find fault. And in finding fault, it's very easy to express fault. The thing about finding fault is that it can be seen as critical or criticism or not constructive. And especially with children, and however badly behaved a child is, or however outspoken or shouty or loud, or it seems that anything just passes them by like water off a duck's back. Every child is susceptible or vulnerable, shall we say, to what other people think and say about them. Young children don't understand sarcasm and take things literally, and it's only a more mature child that can begin to understand sarcasm. So as a step parent in a step family, my word of wisdom is this: just keep negative comments, sarcasm and criticism out. It's very easy to label things. So, for example, it's very easy to say of a stepchild, she's lazy, or he's so rough, she's so rude. And the thing is, when you use a descriptive term like rude or lazy or violent or rough, you're not being very specific. And that can hurt. Now, I know you'll say, well, it doesn't make any difference, but it does. And importantly, you can always change a label. So supposing you've got somebody who's lazy or untidy, you can actually relabel those as she doesn't get up early, she likes her sleep, she doesn't get up on time, she doesn't sort her things, or if there's somebody who's untidy, then maybe he's he leaves his clothes on the floor, he never puts his football kit away when he arrives home, he always leaves everything out all over the place. But those kinds of specifics are not so hurtful because they are specific and they don't brand somebody as something, but a specific comments gives them something they can do differently to help themselves. So if you're noticing that when they come into the house they dump all their stuff all over the place, and you say that, like, you leave your things all over, he or she leaves their things all over the place when they come in, then the child can do something about it. But if you say they're just intolerably lazy and hopelessly disorganised and untidy and impossible to live with, then that shrinks them, and there's no way back from that. That is, in a way, your conclusion, and that's criticism, and you can't recover from criticism very easily. People say, oh, they don't take criticism well. Well, I don't know anybody who does, including you. So just be careful about this kind of casual, bonding kind of conversations we can have, maybe with our partner or maybe with our friends or other people, about our stepchildren, and reframe what we think to not be generalised labels, but specifics, and keep away from anything that can be seen as a criticism or a negative comment, because a child can't take it without damage to their self-esteem and self-confidence. And if you're in this family as a step-parent, you need those children to have confidence and self-esteem, because you want them to grow up and be lovely adults so you can have a reasonable relationship with them later, and they will be able to go on and lead their own lives. If you knock them all the time, then that may not happen. This isn't just specific to step-family life either, by the way. Even in families, natural families, where you get lots of snarky comments and criticism and, oh, well, that'll never work type attitude to children, they often suffer crises of self-esteem and confidence and suffer anxiety more. So it is worth reining in what you say and rethinking what you think, so you can be specific and just don't go there with criticism. It doesn't need to be criticism. You can think about it and say it in a positive way, and that will help you in the end more than anyone else. We run workshops, sessions, we have an email response service, we have booklets, and you can find links to our social media and website in the description box below.